Alrighty. Hello everyone, and welcome to round 3 of AF3 Season 8. We are here today with, again, with our wonderful GT4 cars, and here at the most beautiful Lago Maggiore circuit. Fictional Gran Turismo track, set by, you guessed it, Lago Maggiore in Italy. Fictional track, but a very, very cool one. Massive Mediterranean roller coaster, as I have decided to dub it myself. And we are set for quite an intriguing race today, as Joao Vicente Guerra goes across the line to be our first lap time setter with a 2:07.445, quickly followed up by Togo Paturbo with a 2:07.9, but trumped by Jens Beitzma with an excellent 2:06.7. So far, I've only seen as the best lap times a high 20 or low 2:07 so far. I haven't seen any 2:06s, but already that is being put to shame by these excellent laps being set by our drivers so far. Top 4, all Toyota, as the first cars going through setting their laps. Make that only top 3 being all Toyota, as Lomiata goes through to put his car 4th place for the time being. In a moment, we can take you round with a driver for a lap of this awesome circuit. Mosquito currently 8th in qualifying right now. Good stuff. But will we see another potential front row lockout from Jens Beitzma and Jacques Olivier? The championship is fairly spicy at the moment still. So all to play for right now still at this early stage of the season. CPU occupancy, well, sorry mate. Yeah, currently Jacques Olivier and Jens Beitzma very close on points, with Nemanja Popovic about 16 points behind. Well, Jacques Olivier and Jens Beitzma 78 and 72 points. Nemanja Popovic with 54 points, about 18 behind, but all to play for still here. Popovic not looking to be participating in this race, however Pinky Quinn will be. Looking to hopefully put up a challenge for the powerhouse that is Jack and Jens. As Pinky Quinn actually pulling off to the side of the road on this lap. Not going to go through with it on this occasion. Let's go for a little lap in a second with Jens Beitzma in the Toyota Supra. Get an idea for how this track looks. As he goes through to set a 2:06.4. An insane lap there from Beitzma. Very tidy in this first section. You want to be hugging these apex as much as possible on the power, nice and early. Meanwhile, we've got lap times cascading through the grid. Jacques Olivier setting a 2:06.9 and Antonio Radulea setting a 2:07.1. Some very quick times for the time being. Nice bit of oversteer right there on the Supra. Loves a bit of oversteer, that car, and it can work perfectly to the advantage of the driver if they know how to control it. Yes, we get it, it's BMW. Very funny. Thanks, Redacted, as always. Man of humor. But Jens still on a lap right now as we go into this next S section. Very technical, where lots of time can be made or lost, and potential track limits infractions can be made. What I will say is right there that Jens could have used a lot more track in that section. You've got to be on Lago Maggiore, you've got to be making sure you use all of the curbs as possible. But being careful not to go too far and losing your entire lap for the sake of one small little gate of time. I move into the Devil's Dip, as it's called. Very, very interesting corner it will be for overtaking and potentially for lap 1 carnage. Making it through there nice and cleanly. A little bit off his personal best at the very moment, but again, every corner here you can make up or lose lots of time in one go. This next corner down to 4th. Could have taken a bit more curb there, but it's a clean entry and a clean exit. Keeping it in 4th through this section. Nice and smooth. And backing off, I do believe, for this lap. Maybe he's setting himself up to be able to get a good run, or actually to get out of the way of Aliado in front of him, as Joao Vicente Guerra going through to set a 2:06 1:08. Very, very fast time from him. 4/10 off of Jens Bitsma. Meanwhile, Josh and Ben Hayes in the Panos. Josh currently P6, Ben Hayes P9. So looking still good in the enigma of a car that... Never mind, Jens leaving that lap alone for now, but let's go back with some AF3 cams. The Jack Olivia currently making up that second spot on the grid, as of now, making it a 1-2 situation for the Luck Brothers Racing, or just the Luck Brothers. Ali Ardenshaw, meanwhile, going through to put his car in P5 position. Antonio Radalea P4, Joao Vicente Guerra P3. Further afield, the two McLarens make up 11th and 12th, as well as 14th and 16th. Again, those cars quite temperamental, definitely got pace in them. But yeah. But yeah, I'll do a little bit of F7 cam stuff. We'll pretend we're trackside for a second. We'll pretend I'm a photographer of some sort. Here comes an Alpine, the Alpine of Mario Weigel of FAT Sim Racing. Mosquito coming past, followed closely by Kevin in the McLaren. Through he goes. Quite the drap cars for the moment, but let's just take the camera over this little bit. And through the very well-modeled track, this thing is generally very, very well done. Just to watch the cars go through this little dip section here. If I could actually focus, that would be very nice. You can really see the sheer, like, you know, elevation changes from this angle. As they go over the dip, all the way up onto an angle on the left, and back round, trying to cut in and get a perfect exit out of this corner, using it as a bit of a slingshot down into the next set of corners. Let's see it from Jens's POV. Actually, sorry, Jack's. So all the way back down, back up. Look at that. Absolutely insane, the kind of elevation change in this section. Like, this is a good angle to look at it from. Just gotta love some little off, you know, trackside ambience for the time being. No real times being set at the moment as we see the Audi of Mosquito going past, followed still by Kevin. See if we can get some interesting times out of those two. Josh Brooks actually pipping Ali Ardenshaw to P5 at the moment, going through with a 2:07.2, a very, very strong time in the panels. Through comes, I do believe that to be Alfie Bevan. Yes, it is, in the McLaren. Zooming through this section. Coming through now, the other McLaren of Vivos. Look how beautiful this track is. Nestled in these mountains. Sorry, I'm getting very sentimental about a fictional track in the game. Ooh, as that is, I do believe, I want to say Pingu Quinn. Yeah, Pingu Quinn going a little bit wide, getting a little bit shaky on that exit that corner. Might still be a legal lap as he just vanishes from existence, as you do. Ben Hayes going past, followed by Lil Miata. Lil Miata looking incredibly strong. Getting his first race win, I do believe, not too long ago. And looking very, very good in his Alpine, which so far on this circuit has shown itself to be very, very strong. It's just a matter of whether those people in it can extract the performance from it. From my experience, low 207s in the Alpine are very much possible. It's just a matter of being the right driver to get them. And we're going to keep watching to see if any of our drivers in this field are able to get those good times and put that panels up to where I believe it should be, hopefully. Little lap timing's a little look. Josh Brooks setting a green middle sector on this current lap. See if he can go through to set anything better. He's currently a little bit up in his delta. It's all going to come down to this final corner of the Panos, understeering into oblivion. Just about managing to keep it on the road. Is he going to go through to do anything better? He will not improve, although very, very, very close to it. Almost a perfect lap from Josh Brooks right there. But Jens Betsma, in the meantime, still P1, has actually improved to a 2:06.3. Jack Olivier now improving, I think actually, sorry, not improving, but staying second with that lap. Let's see what time I was able to manage in that car. Yeah, 2:07.9 I was able to do with Alpine, although that was with zero practice. So I do believe, although my best lap, actually that wasn't my best. My best with the very small cut at one point was a low 2:07. So I feel hopefully Pinga Quinn or maybe Shiny Waffles or maybe Lord Miata can extract the pace out of this car. Although I say that as qualifying ends here at Lago Maggiore. Jack Olivier still on a lap now currently. Is it looking like a good one? Let me have a little look right now. Jack Olivier not improving in the first sector, but how is his second sector going to be? Down into the Devil's Dip he goes. Let's go on board with him just for a moment. See him through to the end of his lap. He's going to come across the timing line in a moment. His second sector, a session best, as a matter of fact. Could he be on for a pole position lap? We will have to see. Down to fourth. Nice, clean entry here. Sliding a little bit wide. A little bit of oversteer. That might be costing him time there. Eating a lot of nice bit of apex right there. Sliding the car through all the way. Gaining a lot of time in this last little section. But will it be enough to dethrone Jens Bitsma in this qualifying session? Very clean and tidy through this last section. Barely gaining on his delta. Just a fraction, just a smidgen. Is he going to be able to do it? It's an improvement, but it's not enough. A 2:06.6 sees him comfortably in P2, where he has been for the majority of this session. Joao Vicente Guerra in third place. Actually, in the meantime, let's give a look at Antonio Rodalea. Is he going to be able to displace any of the guys ahead of him, setting a green middle sector? Is third on the cards for him? No, it is not. He goes and stays with that 2:07.1. Josh Brooks, in the meantime, with a very, very strong performance in qualifying P5 in the panels this session. Car actually looking pretty good today, can't lie. Ali Yardimcher, in the meanwhile, going through to qualify P6. Alfie Bevan just pipping someone to P10. Good performance in the McLaren, which many people have been citing as potentially one of the weaker cars, but slowly improving. Looks like people are getting a little bit more performance out of it. Alfie Bevan being the one to extract said performance. Vivovs and Ian McDonald potentially needing a little bit more time to get to grips with the car. Continuing on from Ali Adam, Shapinga Quinn qualifying P7, Togo Turbo qualifying P8, Shiny Waffles qualifying P9. Big sense the shadow realm. I might crack open a bit of popcorn, to be honest. Yeah, let's get some of that. Hold on, be one sec, guys. Here we are, guys, about to take the start here at Lago Maggiore for race 1, round 3 of AF3. So, lining up first, or in the two first row positions on the grid, we've got Jens Beitzma on pole position for Luck Brothers. Jack Olivier lining up second. And Joao Vicente Guerra third, followed by Antonio Radulea. Fifth is Josh Brooks, followed by Ali Yardimcher. Then Penguin leading Togo Botobo and Shiny Waffles in 9th. Alfie Bevan 10th with Lil Miata 11th, Ben Hayes 12th, Kevin 13th, Vesel Verhouden 14th, V-Wolves 15th, Ian McDonald 16th, Mosquito 17th, Mario Weigel 18th, and Mario Weigel 18th and Pro DZ 19th, as we have Hornception as well as... You're very welcome, guys. I can't get enough of that thing. However, let's see what our F3 cams are like. Not the best for the start. Actually, we'll go with this one. But we have now 20 seconds till lights out here for third round of AF3 Season 8. Here come the lights. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And away we go. Jens Beitzma getting a fairly decent start. Let's change to a different camera. Jack Olivier slotting in behind him for the first corner. I'll get the cameras right in a second. But Jack looking for a move. Jens setting it around the outside, keeping that pole position. Oh my goodness, live timings. Well, my timing on my screen has died for a second. But all the cars looking to get through nice and cleanly. Josh Brooks already up to 4th. And Serv Antonio around the outside, taking that position back, going into 4th. Sorry about the audio, everyone. I do not know why it's this bad. Something about these cars ruin the audio encoding. Josh Brooks, however, very close. That almost 3 wide there with Pingu Quinn and Ali Yardimcher. Josh Brooks just trying to hold these cars off for this first lap. Pingu Quinn looking up the inside. Almost looking for a move, but not really able to, losing a few positions in the process. Meanwhile, up at the front, Jack Olivier still leading Jens Beitzma, the two of them already starting to clear off from the pack. Further behind, everyone's still completely close together. Josh Brooks following the two Supras very closely. Let's watch the rest of the field all come through. Togo Botobo still 9th, Ben Hayes 10th. Alpha Beaver dropping a few positions down to 11th. But through they all go, following each other very, very closely, slipstreaming. Ben Hayes pulling out of the slipstream, getting a little bit wide though. Following the Togo Botobo down into the Devil's Dip. They all go now. Jack and Jens side by side. Jack taking the lower line. Jens coming on the outside with the better run. Oh, these two side by side into this next section they go. Jens with the inside. Jack Olivier having to relinquish the lead once again back to Jens Beitzma. But Jack isn't done. Switchback now has the inside for the next corner. Let's go on board with Jack Olivier right here. Side by side they go into this next section. This battling is going to give a chance to everyone behind. Oh, got Togo Botobo off in the meanwhile, back in the pack. Side by side they go into this next section. They are still battling. This is costing them time. Joao has already made up half a second to them. Still they go into this last corner. Jens on the inside, Jack on the outside. Jack with a slightly better run, just about ahead, but I highly doubt that that will be all that Jens has written. Jens slipstreaming behind him, looking to make a move into the first corner. Joao is already very close behind, looking to pick up any of the pieces from this big battle we have here between our two championship protagonists. Jack giving room to Jens. A little bit of contact right there, opening the door then for Joao to come through. Joao now having the outside line for this next corner. A lot of movement, however, further down the field. Josh has dropped back to... Josh is actually up in 4th, Ben Hayes up in 8th. Oh my god, it's a lot going on right here between these top few. Mosquito in 13th place in point scoring positions. Ian McDonald taking the outside though, has the inside line for the next corner, but won't have the run. Mosquito taking the wide line, has the better run. Gonna hopefully have the better speed down to the next corner. We'll see what happens there, but in the meantime, we have some proper battling going on down in this lower field. Ben Hayes already up to 8th, following this little battle here between Lil Miata and Ali Yardimcher. Side by side they go into the S's section of the track. Lil Miata holding that inside line, Ali not yielding, side by side they go, a little bit of contact there. Ali losing some speed, Lil Miata maintaining that position. Hard but fair racing right there between the two. Awesome stuff to see. Meanwhile, up at the very front, Jack Olivier looking for another move. Onions base, but down into the Devil's Dip they go. Joao close behind, spectating this entire battle. Let's watch from his POV actually what happens in this case. Side by side, Jack has the inside line. Jens goes a little bit wider, but looks to have the better line coming out of it. Here they go into this next section. Switches to the inside. Is Jack going to give him room? Just about squeezes through. Awesome maneuvering from Jens right there. And Jens concedes that place. Jack going a little bit wide, almost colliding with the wall. Has the outside line for this next corner. Holds it all the way around. Is he going to be able to make it stick? Going very wide, bumping over the tarmac. Still has that inside, putting that car in there, shoving that nose down the inside to this next corner, and coming out with the lead. This is bringing Josh Brooks into the equation even, and Joao Guerra, all he can really do for the time being is watch these two have a titanic battle up here at the front. Awesome stuff. They are absolutely inseparable for the time being. Joao lining up potentially a move. Is he going to join into the fray? Jens, absolutely nothing to separate him and Jack going into the next corner. Side by side they are through. Jack maintains the lead. Jens looks for the switchback into this next corner. Just gives Jack a tap, losing Jack's speed. Jack getting shoved out wide. Are they going to collide? Joao now into second place. Jens being shoved down the order. Joao just slotting through ahead, but Jens is going to have the inside for the next corner. Joao with the outside. Is he going to be able to hold it? Joao gets the better run. Maintains P2, but Jens is going to be hot on his tail. I've been saying this, but Josh Brooks is right there, ready to join the fray. This is incredible stuff for the top 4 positions. I have not seen much like this in a while. This is amazing stuff. Joao with the outside, more traction, holding it all the way through. That leaves the room open for Josh Brooks to slide at the inside of Jens Batesma. Side by side they go into the SS section. Josh Brooks with the outside here. Is he going to be brave? Is he going to keep it firm? Oh, he's just going to have to let Jens concede for the time being. He may have the run, however, for the next section. He just got to maintain the momentum, maintain that speed going through here. Josh going a little bit wide. That might be a cut right there. However, no time for that right now. Jack is clearing off at the moment with Joao holding up Jens behind. This is exactly what he had wanted the situation. Jens desperate to get back past Joao and get back to where his battle lies. Oh, just tapping right there. A little bit of argy-bargy from Joao and Jens. Jens liking that outside line quite a lot, giving him the better run. Joao, however, cutting off that exit. Not enough, though, because Jens is going to look to the outside, but again, cut off by Joao Guerra. Josh nice and close behind Antonio Radalea in 5th, ready to pounce if anything does occur. Got battling further down, but all I can really focus on is this lead battle right here. This is some incredible stuff. Jens looks to the inside. Joao holds it around the outside still. Jens cutting across a little bit there, but just about on the track. CPU occupancy warning. I do not give a damn. Either way, Jens round the outside now of Joao. Is he going to make it stick into this corner? He has the assertiveness. Yes, he does. Amazing move from Jens Batesma, taking back second place. However, all this battling has given Josh the chance for P3 still. Side by side with Joao, he goes into the next corner. Antonio looking for a move as well. In 5th place, doesn't want to be left out of all this fray here. Joao goes deeper. Josh follows him closely behind, looking for that switchback. This big panel somehow making it look itself elegant through these corners. Still following nice and closely behind Joao in this section. Amazing stuff we've seen here as it calms down just a tiny bit, just for the time being. Josh, however, Joao maybe not having the best line through that corner. Josh absolutely on him at this very moment with that higher speed. Is he going to go for a move here? We're going to see, yep, you can see that panel speed coming through. Looks to the inside, not able to hold it. Joao going a bit wide. Josh sticks his nose up, getting on the power as soon as he physically can, but not able to do it. Now comes the important part. Can he follow him properly through here? It's about keeping as much speed as possible, as I've said. And it's all about whether Josh can do that with Joao in front of him in this next section. Meanwhile, Jack has cleared off about 2 seconds ahead of Jens Batesma. Could the lead of this race be all but secure? We will have to see. 2 seconds is the gap. However, the gap even smaller between Josh Brooks and Antonio Radalea. Antonio Radalea looking to the inside in this next corner. Zooming down to the Devil's Dip. Josh is going to let Antonio take that one and switches back to have the inside again. Also maneuvering there from Josh Brooks. Keeps that 3rd place, but losing ground to Joao ahead of him. Podium position might be slipping from his grasp. Further back, however, we have a lovely battle here between Alfie Bevan, Ali Adamcher and Ben Hayes. Ben Hayes now down in 10th behind these guys. 3 different manufacturers involved in this battle. Ali Adamcher, Alfie Bevan. Alfie just about defending correctly, and Ali Adamcher looking to the outside for a second there. Ben Hayes absolutely riveted to his seat here with this battle right in front of him, trying to make something work. He gets the better run than Ali through this corner. Is he going to look to the inside even for this next final corner of the lap? He's looking for it, but he just knows he can't make that right this very second. Alfie Bivan going a little bit wider into this next section. Ali Adamchuk going to potentially have the run on him into this first corner. Yes, he will. Is he going to try and make the move? Swings to the outside. Is he going to go for it? Holds it around the outside. Alfie doing great defense right there. Able to keep him honest. Able to keep him busy. And Alfie manages to stay ahead for that corner despite when it looked like Ali was going to make a proper move. However, Ali slots in behind. Ben Hayes is left to watch these two battlers. We have two more McLarens battling it out. V-Wolfs and Kevin behind V-Wolfs with the inside line into this next corner. Kevin, having a little bit of a slip up on the outside. That's giving the position to Shiny Waffles for 12. Good stuff from Shiny Waffles in the meantime. Up in 12th place, that is valuable points towards the championship campaign. On his end, Josh Brooks still in 4th place. Still looking to go after Joao. Was that Jens going slowly up ahead or going off? Seems to have closed up just a little bit. Josh going wide here. That might give more ground to Antonio Rodalea. 3/10 is now the gap. It's getting smaller just a little bit. 2/10 now. Getting smaller and smaller. Down to this next Devil's Dip they go. Will he try a move here? Almost looks to the outside, actually. Going for a very signature move that a lot of others have gone for. However, all it really does is just bring him that little bit closer. No move able to be made just yet between these guys right here. They'll follow each other nice and closely through this next section as Ali Adamchuk seemingly back past Ben Hayes after seemingly having a battle through the Devil's Dip. But Ben Hayes certainly not done just yet. Is he going to go for the inside into this next corner? He's looking for it, he's hungry for it, but he's not going to be able to go for it. The panels really needs to be confident in its overtaking, and if the move isn't on, it's not on for that boat of a car. Antonio Rodalea, though, still pressuring Josh Brooks. He's in a sandwich of Red Bulls right now, Supras at that. Tough work cut out for Josh Brooks here to maintain this 4th position and even try and get P3 here before the end of the race. Awesome stuff here. They are still keeping Jens Baatsma within range. Only 1.3 seconds between him and Joao at this present moment in time. But all the cars following each other nice and close through this first sector of the lap. Jack Olivier looking very comfortable up ahead, almost 3 seconds the gap, clearing off from Jens Baatsma at this present time. Thank you very much for the horn. Go on, Antonio, honk that thing. Gaps almost looking completely static at the moment between these three. Absolutely inseparable at this moment in time. Can we get a competition caution at the moment? I would love to see this battle all these battles brought up nice and close again. However, for P7 we have, actually P6, sorry, we have Lil Miata being chased down by Pingu Quinn. The two Alpines battling it out. Josh Brooks, however, very close to the back of Joao, and he's going for the move up the inside. Is he going to be able to hold off the Supra's charge into the next section? Just about ahead, but Joao could switch at any point and take the inside. Follows him closely through this next section. Josh, having to hold off two Supras behind him. Through they all go. Josh's supreme speed just giving him the edge just a little bit. And into third he does seem to be. Next section will be taxing for the Panos' handling as the two Supras close up very rapidly. This Panos up in P3, putting in the work. Josh Brooks clearly extracting the absolute maximum from this car in this race, and it's amazing to see. Down they go into the final corner of this lap. Both hot on the heels of the Panos, these two Supra drivers are, but Joao looking to potentially make a move into the first corner. So close now to the rear end of Josh Brooks. Going for that later braking. Josh Brooks going to allow him to have that and slide back through. Side by side they go to this next corner. Josh having to give Joao the room on the inside there. That's going to potentially open the door for Antonio behind, but Josh staying assertive, keeping that inside line. Going to have to go over the rumble strips a little bit. That leaves the door open for Antonio. But Josh looking for the switchback of all switchbacks. Now on the outside of Antonio Rodalea has lost that third position spot. Kevin and Shiny Wobbles in the meantime having a collision somewhere in the rear end of the field. Josh now losing 4th place momentarily to Antonio. Is that the server gone? Whoa. Holy Christ. Yeah, I don't want that happening again, thank you. What just happened there? Server had a bit of an issue. Everyone's moving all over the place. What on earth is going on? Live timing's just figuring out what the hell just happened. That, however, okay. We're back. We're stroked out. Josh Brooks still in 4th, actually gaining the position back from Tony Radley in that section. Brody Z losing a lot of positions now. This time in the social credit racing car, right behind Togo Patobo, his fake teammate in this case. Ben Hayes, however, still not done with Ali Adam, just sending it up the inside into Devil's Dip. Very assertive move, just tapping Ali a little bit, getting the rear end wide. Not able to make that move stick. In that section, gonna still slot in behind Yardimcher. Awesome battle between these two very skilled individuals. Server dead, yes. Server alive now. But awesome, awesome battling throughout this race the whole time. And this is just race 1. Think about the shenanigans we could have race 2. It does feel quite easy to overtake here. This is just what we want to see, but could mean the progress of the field, or the progress of the fast drivers through the field, could be quite significant in race 2. That we will be keeping an eye on as we go into the final 2 laps of this race. Joao getting a little bit shaky on exit right there. Josh Brooks really wanting that podium position. This would be an awesome step forward with his development with the Panos. Their friendship, their camaraderie, Josh and the boat. Just simply just rooting for this, you know, this battle, Josh's battle with his own car, seemingly. Prodigy. Oh my god, Prodigy's gonna get pole position, holy crap. Thank you for the beep. Go on, Josh. In the meantime, this battle still not over. Actually, no, it's now developing into a battle for P5 for Lil Miata. Antonio dropping off of that group quite rapidly, seemingly just not having the pace in these latter stages of the race, giving Lil Miata potentially a chance for that P5 spot. They follow each other through. Pingu Quinn, actually, very good run through that section, gradually gaining on the pole ahead of him. For a slightly wider, deeper line. Lil Miata not as good. Antonio getting very shaky in this next section. This is hotting up. The gap between Lil Miata and Radulea only 2/10 at this moment in time. And Lil Miata is only going to gain in this next section. Let's go with him. Takes the inside for this corner. Antonio having to go wide to let him through. Pingu Quinn, meanwhile, giving it a think. Is he going to take 2 positions in one corner? Pingu Quinn goes very deep in this next section, and that is 2 positions in one corner for Pingu Quinn. He's now in P5, but is Antonio going to be able to hold it round the outside? Oh, almost, but no, that does see Pingu into P5. Awesome stuff there from him. Lil Miata is left now to battle with Radulea. All 3 of them close as can be into this final lap of the race. Awesome overtake there, I've got to say. From Pingu Quinn. Josh driver of the day, most certainly, I have to say. Lil Miata going for the move on Radulea into this next section. Nice and deep into the corner. Radulea is going to have the slightly better exit, but Lil Miata still holding it there in P6 all the way around and seems to have the move made on him. Lil Miata now left to chase down his previous adversary, Pingu Quinn, for this final lap. That's the server having an issue for a moment. Don't want to see that again, please. 4/10 now separate Lil Miata and Pingu Quinn. 3/10 make that. Into this next corner, it could actually be pretty close from them. Is Miata going to try a little bit of a dive bomb? No, he's not. Pingu Quinn, oh, thinking about it, but going very deep right there. Pingu Quinn dodging a bullet right there. In that case, very close between the 2 of them. In this next section they go. Let's catch up with these 2 for the podium spots. Does it look like Joao is going to be able to hold on to that P3 spot? It does, in fact, look so. However, Josh Brooks catching up almost a 10th in this section. A bad exit from Joao in the Devil's Dip could mean everything on this final lap of the race. Looking very secure up in the top 2. Jacques Olivier going to hope, probably, take the win here. 3 to 4 seconds ahead of Jens Beitzma. But all following each other through fairly securely. No major battles going on throughout the pack. However, Josh Brooks tantalizingly close to the podium spot. Is it going to be a last-ditch maneuver? Slightly better line than Joao through this section. He's very, very close to him right now. Getting that car angled in there, so tantalizingly close, still 2-3 tenths separating them. Joao, however, pulling away just a tiny bit. It does look like all will go the way of Joao in this case. However, Jacques Olivier crosses the line to win yet another race this championship. Jens Beitzma takes another P2 home here at Lago Maggiore in race 1. Joao Vicente Guerra and Josh Brooks, almost nothing separating the two of them as they cross the line. A titanic battle between the two of them throughout this race. Pinku Quinn, a very, very solid drive from him, making his way up to P5 spot. Lil Miata in the Alpine in P6 as cars fly through shot in the background. Alfie Bevan, very, very strong performance in the McLaren. Awesome stuff to see from him in that car. Very, very good. Antonio Radulea losing himself a fair few positions in the last stages of that race. Looking good for P4 even at some points, but ending up P8. Ali Yardimcher, could there have been more on the cards? Quite possibly, as he drifts around. Fuck finishing where you want to finish. Just get some sick drifts on, man. I don't know, man. Oh. Yo. Look at him go. Further behind, Ben Hayes, Ali Yardimcher, and Ben Hayes having an awesome battle to watch so far this race, or throughout this race. V-Wolves P11, Kevin P12, Shiny Waffles P13, Togo Patobo P14, Prody Z getting, again, 2 times in a row now, a reverse grid pole in P15. Ian McDonald P16, Mario Weigel P17, Vesel Verhouden P18, and Mosquito just now crossing the line in P19. Awesome racing there from everyone. Hello Arda in chat, hope you're doing lovely today. Just missed out potentially on a very, very exciting race. However, we have ourselves another one lined up just for your viewing pleasure. Just kidding, that's how we do it here. That was a really good joke. God, I'm so lonely. Anyways, that's probably Ali still going around. Yep, it is. Ah, never mind, you have been imprisoned. To race 2 we go, ladies and gentlemen, with our reverse grid here at Lago Maggiore. AF3, baby! Sorry guys, I'm eating some popcorn. It's very important. This keeps me nourished. This allows me to stream, guys. Without popcorn, I can't do this, you know? Without something, just can't do it. Yeah, Produzy don't get us qualified this time. Produzy this time in the Supra, last time was out in the Audi. The joys of being a reserve in this league. You can choose whatever car you like. Anyways, let's take you through our reverse grid now. Social credit racing, clearly with a lot of social credit here in P1 and P2, plus 10,000 social credit for you guys. Good job. Brody Z starting from pole position, Togo Turbo starting P2, Shiny Waffles P3, Kevin 4th, V-Wolves 5th, Ben Hayes 6th. He will be one to watch here. If he can make it through these front runners quickly, he could be a real threat, potentially for the win. Who knows? Ali Armchair P7 here. Antonio Radulea P8. Alfie Bevan P9. Lil Miata starting 10th. Pingu Quinn starting 11th. Josh Brooks starting 12th. Joao Vicente Guerra starting 13th. Jens Beitzma 14th. Jack Olivier 15th on the grid. Ian McDonald 16th in the Greg's Mobile. That leaves Mario Weigel starting 17th, Festival Cloud starting 18th, and Mosquito in 19th, rounding off the field. Let's go to the grid here at Lago Maggiore. Let's go for this view right here as the cars will come steaming down into T1. All lights are red, and away we go. Solid start for the two Supras up at the front. However, not a great start for Turbo falling down. Do you believe that is Prodigy still leading the field as we go into T1? Are we going to see chaos or is it going to be clean? All the cars making it through pretty alright. Lovely field of GT4s all going through. Prodigy still has the lead as we go through to the next corner. However, Kevin taking that P2 spot now. Under pressure from Turbo, the two of them going side by side, but Kevin having the better line, having the better traction, making that work. That is a lot of argy-bargy going on in the background. All the cars coming through. Josh Brooks, Pingu Quinn, and Jens Batesma all together in close proximity. Awesome stuff here at the start of race 2. Ben Hayes already up to P3, it seems, going past Turbo, leaving the door wide open for Vivovs. However, Vivovs up into P3 just for the moment. But Ben Hayes is going to have the inside for the next corner with that supreme panel speed. He goes back into that position. More confidence into the SS section, is ahead of Vivov. Side by side they all go. There's so much battling going on at the moment. Josh Brooks making his way up past another driver. Lil Miata in P9 trying to keep his position. The two Luck Brothers racing cars side by side at the back. Both trying to get through some positions. Still P13 and still P14. Would have thought better maybe at the end of the first lap, but Alfie Bivan looking for some moves here. This is absolute chaos down to the section, almost 4 wide. Jack looking very, very, very deep into this corner, but not really able to gain anything from it. Alfie Bivan sandwiched between the two of them. 3 wide to the next section. Could this get ugly? It very well could. Jack Levy around the outside of Alfie Bivan. Jens Batesma past him, but the two of them able to get past the McLaren driver for the time being. Oh my goodness, it is so close to call between all of these guys. And we haven't seen a single collision yet. This is exactly what I want to see. Awesome, awesome stuff, but they are so close together. How are they all keeping it clean? Insane stuff here from this entire field. Antonio Rodalea making it up to P7, getting past Lil Miata. Further behind Josh Brooks and Pingu Quinn into the last corner side by side. Is Jack going to make it 3 wide? He sticks his nose in there. 3 wide into the last corner we go. Josh Brooks out in front, but Pingu Quinn losing positions here by the corner. Down in the 13th he now is. Jens Batesma alongside Pingu Quinn. Jack Olivier alongside Josh Brooks. Josh Brooks going to be the middle car here. Going into the next corner. Jack Olivier around his outside at this current moment in time. Jack now having that position, getting past Shiny Wolvers. Shiny Wolvers being taken out by Josh Brooks. Very unfortunate there. That is another car spinning. Will we have a safety car? I do not believe so. Only 2 cars going off there, but not good stuff to see there as these front runners making their way back through the pack. Jens Bates and Pingu Quinn going into battle. We still see this resume. Jack now trying to scamper off, but Jens being left behind a little bit. Pingu Quinn moving across a little bit on Jens. Interesting maneuvering there, I have to say. However, these guys still going through up ahead. That's V-Wolf's off on the side. Very unfortunate for him, but Jack Olivier now up into P8. He goes. Lil Miata trying to hold off this massive group behind him. One by one, they all go into this next section. Jack trying to look for an opening, trying to look for a better exit. More momentum through this section behind Antonio Rodalea up ahead of him. Antonio trying to do the same to Lil Miata up ahead of him. But in the lead still. Actually, no, in the lead now is Ben Hayes, actually. He's made his way through all the cars in front of him. I did say he'll be one to watch, and he sure as hell is. Up in P1 with that Panos. Awesome work from Ben Hayes up there. Antonio Rodalea in the meanwhile sending it up the inside to no avail. Just losing positions right there. In the Devil's Tip, Josh Brooks now being given a chance on him. He is hemorrhaging positions after that very deep dive into that corner. That is why you don't send it, lads. Got to find the right moments to lick the stamp and send it. But incredible stuff here. Still such close racing. Alvin Bivan going a little bit wide into the next corner. A little bit of a tap there from Schwab, but all keeping it clean. The finest of margins here between Demise and Triumph here in AF3 Race 2 at Lago Maggiore. Jack Olivier now up to P7 already, following this next little group of cars. Close behind, however, Josh Brooks. No one's getting away anytime soon from anyone. It does seem Jens Batesma, however, very, very close to Pingu Quinn. Still can't get past the Alpine driver. Pingu Quinn making defensive moves on the main straight, squeezing Jens out just to the side a little bit. However, the two of them going through safely into this next corner. Pingu Quinn going deep. Jens looking for a way past. A little bit of contact there between the two of them, but all is well. They keep going through. Jens still down in P11. He just wants to get past the angry Penguin ahead of him, fighting for his life. Poor Penguin. He's got this. Come on, Pinky. Also, come on, Yen. This is awesome stuff. This is exactly what we want to see here. Hard racing between everyone involved. Josh Brooks getting past Antonio Radulea up into P8. Now, going to try... Actually, no, sorry. He was never behind him. Either way, he's actually losing a bit of ground to the group in front of him. He's going to want to get past... Oh, getting very, very wide there for Josh Brooks. That's going to cost him a lot of time with this next section. Pingu, Quinn, and Antonio already eating him up. Pingu side by side with Antonio into this next session. Jens holding back a little bit for the time being. Potentially looking to make the most of the situation ahead of him. That is, however, Jack moving his way up to P6 and looking potentially for P5 into this next section. Is Lomiata going to make it 3 wide between the two of them? The two Supras go side by side into the next corner. Is Miata going to stick his nose in there side by side with Ali Yardimcher? Ali Yardimcher, Jack Olivier having the outside here. Ali looking to the inside, but Jack with the better traction, better exit. Does go out a bit wide, but that is him with P5. Hunts down Togo Turbo next. However, Ali Yardimcher and Lil Miata left to battle behind Ali with the outside line. Does he concede the inside for the next corner? Just about. Ali slots in behind, but that gives Josh Brooks the run on him. As they've all been battling, the panels has crept silently up behind them, the battleship in this race. And now is up to P7, Ali being pushed out just a little bit wide. Harsh but fair racing here from the panels driver, Josh Brooks. Lil Miata, next target. Target locked for this battleship. Jack Olivier, meanwhile, already making his charge for Togo Turbo. Lil Miata, however, not letting him get on with it too quickly. 7/10 separating them. Jack not absolutely blasting away with it, but already making, you know, up more than half the grid in about 7 minutes of racing. Josh Brooks very defensive on Ali. They're not giving him an inch to work with. A little bit of a tap there between the two of them. Great battling between some of our most experienced drivers here on our grid. Awesome stuff. Mosquito in the meanwhile making a move on Weigel, but Weigel having the inside. A little bit shaky on the exit. Going to follow him. This is for the final point scoring position. Great stuff here from Mosquito. Looks to the inside. Does he go for it? No, Mario Weigel having the better line through that corner. Has to stay behind. Still in 16th position. Now under attack from Shiny Waffles quite possibly. After getting turned around in the early stages of this race. Jack Olivier now looking for 4th position on Togo Turbo. Takes the inside. Goes for it, and now he has it seemingly made. Togo's going to have to stick with him if he wants to run after him into the Devil's Dip. Togo still very, very close to the back of the fellow Supra in front of him. Jack going to be eyeing his rearview mirrors very, very closely. Is Togo going to try for a late dive here into the Devil's Dip? So close to the rear end. It would be interesting for him to go for the move, but also very interesting if he didn't. He doesn't go for the move in this case, and Jack Olivier has P4. Now he hunts down Pro DZ and Kevin and Ben Hayes. Ben Hayes still 2 seconds ahead. That is Pingu looking to the outside on Ali Yardimcher. Not able to hold it. Nothing's going to happen from that. Ali falling back a little bit from Josh Brooks at this moment in time, but Josh Brooks still very close to Lil Miata ahead. And Togo Turbo not falling off the back of Jack Olivier quite so quickly. Ali Yardimcher, meanwhile, with Pingu Quinn still battling hard. Again, stuck in P10. In this case, however, looking to make up ground, still trying to get past Pingu. He's been the bane of his existence so far this race. Very close right there between contact. Jens almost going off the track. Jens with an awesome move there. A little bit of argy-bargy, but it does seem like the move is made. Pingu slotting straight back into the slipstream. Alfie Bivan watching this all happen in front of him. Let's go with his onboard in this case. Pingu Quinn looks to the outside of the corner. Jens Bitsma has the inside. Pingu, is he going to hold it around the outside? Yes, he is. It goes a little bit wide. Is he going to come back across Alfie Bivan? He keeps the position. Alfie giving him a very wide berth, but getting a little bit shaky on the rear end, coming out of that corner. Just keeps it together, but now we'll put Pingu Quinn under threat into this next section here. Awesome, awesome battling all the way up the field right here. Jack Olivier actually passed Pro DZ already, up into the podium position now. Only 1 second behind Kevin up ahead. Could he be on for another race win here in AF3? Togo Turbo and Lil Miata in the meantime. P5 and 6 battling hard. The two social credit racing cars still holding on to good positions in this race. Josh Brooks has made his way back throughout the field very well. From P11 or 12 up to P7 now. He follows his battling group and is going to hope to make some inroads in this race. Will be interesting to see how cut penalties look at the end of it all. But Josh Brooks, Jesus Christ, he's got some pace on these guys. Looks to the outside of both Togo and Lil Miata. Are we going to see an amazing outside maneuver on the lot of them? Round he goes, very conservative, but with the supreme exit into this next section. Better traction than a lot of them. Maybe a little bit too conservative. Is he going to be able to make any inroads off of this? Let's watch this all unfold side by side. Lil Miata and Togo Turbo in this next section, colliding, but just able to keep it on the track. That is incredible car control from the both of them. Awesome stuff here. Josh Brooks still having to slot in behind. Or is he though? Round the outside, Lil Miata keeps his nose in there. Is he going to be able to hold it together? Lil Miata going deep. Josh Brooks just behind the back of him. A little bit of a bump right there. Awesome, awesome stuff through this race. Jens Batesma, in the meanwhile, looking to make a move. Ali Yardimcher even coming up. Josh getting spat out the back of the battle ahead. And now under threat from two very, very fast-looking Supras behind him. Side by side they go, Ali and Jens into this next corner. I will predict a move up the inside from Jens Batesma. Not going to happen, actually. Jens keeping it very conservative. And side by side with Ali, he still goes. Josh Brooks getting back into the battle with Lil Miata up ahead of him. The gaps here just do not open up. This is just insane. All of these drivers, we are 12 minutes into this race almost, and they are all still so close. Ali getting shoved out wide by Pingu Quinn in the background. Let me get a little eye on that. Pingu Quinn still getting back into P9. Ali Yardimcher falling down to P10. Alfie Bevan in the McLaren looking for that P10 that Ali Yardimcher holds. But will he get it? We will see. Up ahead, Jack is in second place. 3 minutes left to go, and he's 1 second off the panels up ahead. Is Ben Hayes going to be able to keep it together and potentially hold on for the first panels win of the season? Lil Miata Togo Turbo going side by side, switching positions by the millisecond on live timings. Nothing between the two of them in this section. Awesome stuff, Lil Miata holding it around the outside. Everyone cutting the track right there. Josh Brooks is the spectator to all this. That is a car sliding. Togo losing it. Just able to keep it under control, but losing positions there. Pingu Quinn, Jens, Josh, everyone's involved here. Josh falling back a little bit. Down in P8. Yali and Jens on the inside. What is going on between these two? Ali sending it, but Jens, the profiteer of all of this. Oh, that is a car sliding. That is Alfie Bevan off in the background. Very unfortunate for him. Seemingly spat out wide through one way or another. Out of the Devil's Dip. The Devil does not take two intruders kindly. And Alfie Bevan has found that out as Josh and Jens into this next section. Side by side still. Incredible battling from everyone present at this very moment in time. Jesus Christ, I can't get a breath in. Oh, Pingu Quinn now hot on the heels of Lil Miata. Lil Miata wanting that P5 spot. That was not cool. Lil Miata being shoved out wide into P5. Punt to pass incarnate right there, and that's Lil Miata losing 4 positions in one corner, and it could be made 6 if Togo Turbo overtakes him. Togo Turbo going for the move, goes deep, doesn't really get it done. Lil Miata keeps P9, but that is still 4 positions lost right there. Really unfortunate right there. We will see how that pans out. But Ben Hayes now behind Jack Olivier. You just can't stop this man. You just can't. Jack Olivier in the meanwhile is going through into the lead. Ben Hayes is in second. There's just nothing you can really do. The Supra is going to begin to clear off at this point. Well, there you go. Jack Olivier now takes the lead. He will make it potentially 2 wins in a row here at Lago Maggiore if all stays as is at the moment. Pingu Quinn and Jens Batesma, though, battling with each other still. It seems they have not been able to have a break from each other so far this race. ProDZ up ahead, holding on for dear life at P4 at this very moment. He'll have 2 very fired up drivers soon arriving at his doorstep, knocking wildly. However, the 2 of them follow each other still through this section. The Supra right behind the Alpine into the Devil's Dip. Is he going to go for a maneuver? He goes deep. He goes deep, does Jens. What's going to happen there? Jens slides out to the outside. The sun's come out in this very second. Pingu loses that position to Batesma for now. Jens takes P5. Pingu left to settle for P6. Looking for the switchback. Is Pingu going to try and move into this next corner? Switches to the outside. How deep is his braking going to be? Looks for the switchback. Very, very, very close to being off. Maybe even a cut right there. Very close to the rear end still of Jens Beitzma, but having to settle for P6. Josh Brooks, in the meantime, through this battle and getting closer and closer to the back of the Alpine. Into this final corner, shoving his nose down the inside. Pingu Quinston still with a better exit, but Josh getting closer and closer by the second. Ali Yardimcher, in the meanwhile, still close behind this battle. Lil Miata, not out of it just yet, still hungry for positions. My goodness. Oh, Yali, you're looking to the inside there. A little bit of contact with Josh Brooks. Josh Brooks getting sent out wide. Ali leaving him a little bit of a wide berth right there, but not quite. The three of them, absolutely nothing between them. Ali on the inside in P7. Josh on the outside now in P8, getting demoted down there. Josh looks for the opening, gets it. A little bit of contact right there, but Lil Miata's going to slide through. Is he going to take two positions in one corner? Yes, he is. Absolutely awesome driving from the pole right here. And the Alpine goes up to P7. Meanwhile, still not over yet. Jens on the tail end of Pro DZ. Pingu Quinn going to look to try profit off this. Pro DZ going to defend with his life right here. Jens, however, with the inside. Pro DZ just going into the middle of nowhere at the moment. He's just going everywhere, massively cutting the track and maintaining the position at this moment in time. Giving Pingu Quinn, however, a chance in this whole equation, 2/10, and the gap is getting smaller into this next Devil's Dip. Is he going to do what Jens did to him last lap? Is he going to go for that dive? We will see. Down they go. He's going to look wide, hopefully make the cut back on Jens Beitzma. Right behind him now. He is so hungry for that P5 spot. They keep battling, they just cannot stop. And this is the last lap of the race. I've been so caught up with all this that I just have not realized we are almost at the end of the race. Pro DZ, however, still in P4. Is he going to be able to make this work? Is he going to hold this on to the end of the race? Leaving Jens a very open door, however. But cutting the track, what do you... Pro DZ is... yeah, that's going to get looked at because Pro DZ is just extending the track absolutely everywhere. Final corner, Pingu Quinn trying to make the inside work on Jens Beitzma. Contact there, and Pingu Quinn falls down to P6 now. Jack Olivier in the meantime winning the race. Ben Hayes second, Kevin third. Awesome result for him. Awesome result for Marshall Motorsport. And that is one of the closest bunches of a grid I've ever seen at the end of a race. No one could separate themselves in that one. Absolutely insane. Look at Ben Hayes. Look how happy that panels is. And it can barely do a donut. Oh, go on, you got it. You got it, Ben. You got it, Ben. You got it, Ben. Come on. Do the drift, do the thing. Ah, never mind. No drifting from Ben today. Mosquito giving a little punt as he goes past to finish last place in this race. Awesome, awesome racing there, everyone. I don't have words. That was just beautiful stuff from everyone on the grid. Almost everyone. Very, very I'm gonna be very, very intrigued as to the reports that will come through with regards to Pro DZ's colourful interpretation of track limits. Awesome stuff, everyone. What do you all think? Let me know what you thought of that race in Twitch chat, because that has been quite something. Let's get the chat box up. Pro DZ shambolics, shenanigans even, a little bit of tomfoolery. Just a tad from the main man, Pro DZ. Alright, let's leave this. And let's get our race winner in here. Jack Olivier, double race winner today. Incredible performance from him. If AC would actually close, that'd be very cool. But either way, let me see if I can get our main man Jack in here for a post-race interview. Hello, Jack. Hello.
Hey,
Congrats on the double race victory, man. That was really, really quite something. But it wasn't made easy for you. Race one, Jens was there keeping you company for a good portion of it, and race two, it was a very continuous battle to make it all the way through. Just talk me through both of the races.
um, well, I think Jens was a bit faster than me on pace, but I managed to keep up with him and get past him in race one, and then I kind of like not predicted it, but I kind of knew it would happen at some point. If we're battling, Joa would catch up and try to like how you call it, yeah, overtake Jens and all, and yeah. So then Jens got tangled in battles and stuff, so I could just like pull away. Then in race two, yeah, it was fun because there was no safety car, surprisingly, but
Mm.
yeah, it was just like pushing forward to try and catch the next people and stuff. So that was fun. So yeah,
Yeah, it looked very well deserved. Ben Hayes ultimately succumbing. You denied the panels its first win. How could you, Jack?
sorry.
How cruel! How cruel! I'm
Yeah,
disappointed, but I mean, there you go. Double. You really can't hope for more in a race, and looking quite strong in the end. Jens got very held up towards the end of race two, so kind of even increasing that gap in the points just a bit. But still, just even if the championship, even if you are sailing away with it gradually, it's looking very interesting throughout. So yes, are you still enjoying it? Would you say?
yeah, yeah. It's more fun when there's more people at the front. So like at some races, there are more people being fast. This time it was kind of only Jens and I that on like top pace, and I wasn't even on his pace. But yeah, it's more fun when more people are fast. So I am having fun, but I hope like next races we can see other people getting fast because like, maybe the panel isn't a good car for this track.
Mm,
Like on Monza, for example, it should be good. I think Josh said he would be missing the race, so that's unfortunate. But
mm.
yeah, I'm just looking forward to other races to be honest. But yeah, in this race there was a lot of complaining amongst people in the midfield and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know what to think about it honestly.
race two was just you need to see the stream just to get an idea. I think
Yeah,
in the first couple even towards the end, no one could separate. Everyone was like nose to tail throughout the whole field. So I don't know how it stayed that close, but this track I think was amazing for overtaking. The Devil's Dip provided no shortage of action, and
yeah, I can
yeah,
imagine.
everyone just stayed closer than I've ever seen in a race. So yeah.
No, it definitely was a fun race, and I like the track a lot. So, like, I do think we could use it again.
It would be
It will
really
be
nice to
fun.
use, even in AF1 or even AF2. It's actually quite wide. It could even be good for an enduro. Who knows? But either way, thank you very much for the interview, Jack, and I'll see you again next week, I guess, if all keeps going to plan. Um,
Yeah, thanks.
yeah, no worries, man. I'll send you back now. I'll get Ben Hayes in here now. See what he has to say about his performance in that race. Hello, Ben. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, Ben. I almost had it. Almost had it. Awesome racing in both races. But race two, how was that? I said on the grid, watch back the stream, I said it. Ben Hayes, I'm predicting it, is going to be fighting for the win. And you were. How was the initial phase when you were making it up through the pack?
Oh, at first it felt brilliant. I was like, I don't know where this pace has come from, but I'm taking it. And then I saw the name Jack Olivia in the mirror. I thought, oh god! And I thought I'm not going to defend it to turn one because I'll leave time, and then Kevin will get past. So I sent him on his merry way and just wanted to get a podium. Really.
Yeah, and you made it. P2 though, in the end, is a very good result to come away with. And I do believe you got I mean, your race one result was all right, but that P2 is a really good little bump up, in that championship. That'll put you right up there, I do believe.
Yeah, it's a big confidence boost as well. I mean, the championship's gone for me on this one. I was never quick from the outset in these cars, but it's just nice to get a few, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's just good fun. When you're in the pack, when you're battling, that's just what you want. And this race, I don't know if you saw around you, but my goodness, was everyone close throughout the entire race. No shortage of shambolics in the midfield, shall I say? But honestly, congrats on that P2, man. Awesome result. Really, really showing what that panels can do. You and
Yeah,
Josh.
yeah, cheers. Yeah, Josh did an amazing job. To be fair, he helped me out with the setup and just look at the drawing race too. But yeah. I just enjoyed it all around. To be honest, great evening.
That's awesome to hear, man. Awesome to hear. Thank you very much for that. Thank you for the interview, and I'll send you off. Thank you so much.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you. Hello, Jens. So hopefully, I'm not interrupting
Hello.
anything. But you, my good sir, had certainly in both races really a pretty damn crazy race. The win looks almost on the cards for a bit. You and Jack could not be separated. But either way, how did both the races go for you? You had almost more action than anyone else, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, like race one, I would have had like an amazing fight with Jack. We had for the first lap. Then Zhao overtook me, and I was stuck behind him for a bit. And after Jack was just too far to make anything of it. But at least the first lap was really fun. And race two was didn't really enjoy it.
Race 2, though, looked hectic as anything. The field was so bunched up. Was that enjoyable,
Yeah,
or did you
no,
feel it was difficult to get through?
Yeah, it was difficult to
Depends
get
on who
through,
you
but
ask.
it was enjoyable. But some actions just made me not really happy.
There were some very, from my perspective, there were indeed some very interesting moves put on by certain people. And towards the end, there were some very colourful interpretations of track limits by a certain man. So we'll see how that all pans out, won't we?
There's
Well,
I think Pro DZ is the one that got a cut every lap.
Yes, congrats.
Hey!
I also like forgot there was a left-hander, and I just didn't brake, and I like almost crashed into the wall.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
So it went half wide, lost about a second.
Oh,
I
wow.
kept fucking braking on the flat out corner when Josh was talking.
Nice. I mean,
I concentrated too much on his sexy voice.
that
Yeah.
track did look very interesting. Like, there
Yeah,
was
it
so much
still
overtaking.
very intense because you can overtake, but you can get easily get back very easily.
Mm.
So yeah, I also like feel that I was kind of like, I don't want to say unlucky, but maybe it's my the positioning of how I position my car, but I was like directly behind multiple incidents that just cost me like 3 places.
Yeah, there was definitely some bad luck in there, but at some points there was some good luck. I noticed that there was some good fortune.
Yeah,
There were battles ahead that helped you out.
yeah, that for sure. Yeah, but that's always how AF3 goes. You get lucky, you get unlucky. And this time, yeah, race two didn't really work out
But
for
you are
me.
the luck brothers. How can you be unlucky?
I know the pace there. Like last two races, Czech has been very superior in pace. And now I know like the pace there. I just don't need to fuck it up every time.
Yeah.
Then like you will for sure win the championship because I'm also missing a couple of rounds. Or either way, but I hope we can make it a little bit more fun for Jack. A couple of races.
It did look very close, and he was saying to me himself that he felt you were on the higher pace today.
Oh yeah, on quali I got pole.
Yeah, you did in the end.
Like
I kind of
in
forgot
the
that, but yeah.
in the races, I think after Xiao, like I got pretty frustrated with Xiao losing me so much time. I
Yeah.
just didn't have my head straight for the whole race one, and I fucked up every sector one.
Right.
Then at the last lap, I had to fuel save a bit because I had too less fuel.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's still looking very interesting. I mean, this is the usual thing, I guess, with AF3. Even if the past 4 seasons now, the championship, or 3 or 4 seasons, the championship has looked fairly secure in the hands of certain people, there is still so much action going on throughout. So, yeah, I
Well,
hope
the last season was pretty Jacky, but the season before was quite interesting.
the
For more,
yeah, the BTCC season
yeah.
was quite close actually in the end. You're right, but either way, I'm loving this championship personally. I hope you guys are still enjoying it because it is awesome stuff to watch. And yeah, Mons are up next, I do believe. So yeah. However, I think for interviews that is just about it for today. thank you everyone for watching. And before I go, I'll tell you all about what we have coming up over the weekend. We will be having
Indeed.
round 2 of our AF4 reboot. We already have 27 people checked in for that race. This time again with the Radical at Kyalami. That should be an awesome race. I won't be able to stream, but there will definitely be someone around to do it for sure. So be sure to tune into that at 3 p.m. UTC tomorrow, Saturday. Also on Saturday, we'll be having round 2 of AFX at Zolder, 6 p.m. UTC. Should be an awesome one. Track's chaotic as hell, and we've used it before and it was intriguing. But this should be very, very interesting with the Porsche Cup. Lots of demise, lots of action, lots of overtaking. Next up is AF1 on Sunday, I do believe.
No, next week there's a break.
Next,
Oh, no.
no,
Like
yeah.
coming Sunday we have a race, but the week after that not.
Yep, so before our final break of the calendar, I guess, we have a race at Imola. Yes, we're going back there for the 3rd time. Last time was pretty awesome. Of course, Imola equals demise, it's the tradition. But either way, tune in for that. Should be an awesome race.
I felt that.
Yeah. I'd say me here, dude. I was P2 when I got taken out. But
Chad.
thank you, Fern, again. But be sure to tune into all of that, guys. Thank you for sticking around, and we will see you again very soon. Goodbye.